magician. The sun is purple. 3D dimensions. I am for mental expansion. I am a shaman, magician. The sun is purple. 3D dimension. I am for mental expansion. Will I? How long is the delay? Bink. 1, 2. Bink. It's about a second and a half. Boom. Can't be synced. The bink can't be synced. And I don't think the bank can be synced because of Facebook. I did some tests. There's nothing wrong with my processor. And there's no reason that there's no reason whatsoever that this shouldn't work. Well, there is a reason. Never mind. I take it back. I don't have an agenda today, so I'm just calling it brain drippings. There is something that I had in mind, and that something is I went out into the public. I went out into the outside world. Which is this is very interesting because if Solzhenitsyn during the communist fuck ass shit suffered literal physical, like, considering the plight of the blight that is the satanic powermonger fucking freaks of nature, and if the continuity of that is in digital form in the 21st century, we do actually have a lot to be thankful for in terms of progress. This is true. This is absolutely true. It's like that CO told me while I was in Johnson County. I was like, this communist fucking. What did I say? I said something like, this fucking what was the Kafka-esque? I was like, this Kafka-esque bullshit. And he said, Kafka. He was obviously a smart dude, which is weird to me because most of the COs in are like young, not very, they're like young bucks. Not a whole lot going on in terms of cerebral and philosophical and cultured understanding. This guy knew exactly what I meant when I said Kafkaesque, and then I started bitching about how you have to go stand in a line here and then do this and fucking the pointlessness of it at all, and he was like, oh yeah. I said something about a gulag, and he was like, "Did you receive your daily beating today?" And all that stuff. So if the prerogative is like if progress is the name of the game, then we have the current state of affairs, despite the underlying model still being at play, which is just total human fuckery, which is totally fucking over agitators, like that guy, this one guy tried to disrupt a global fucking narrative. Tried by himself to disrupt a global narrative surrounding the death of a black guy in Minneapolis. And all by himself. And in the process of so doing, freaked the fucking shit out of everybody, from local college town government to the tippity tip top of the fucking Department of Defense, or the War Department, right? The War Department. And I hope that despite me not being privy to all the details, and which at this fucking point I have no desire to be, I do hope that there is a hidden war against these creeps. I do hope that is Donald Trump's 4D chess fucking shit. I really hope that at the end of the day he's doing what he's set out to do, even if certain concessions towards these maniacal freaks of nature have to be made. That the ultimate end goal is get fucking rid of them. I'm not saying we shouldn't have an intelligent state. What I'm saying is that the rot of these freaks and their ambitions against the citizenry of this country is so fucking bad that if there's nobody doing anything about it, we are fucked as a species. We are fucked. If permitting these freaks of fucking nature, these cancers, preventing them from continuing to traffic in basically growing human beings for the purposes of human sacrifice, rape, torture, like the worst fucking things you can imagine. So I started off saying, sorry, it's the way it is. I started off because I am reporting from the confines of the fucking compound, the encampment, like if Solzhenitsyn had to memorize all this shit and then write it down after the fact, I'm reporting live from the communist fuckery, and I should be grateful. So what I had on my mind, and I actually downloaded it, was there's this other aspect that I have not mentioned. So I keep mentioning the name William Joseph Prettyman. Rick. Headphones means don't fucking talk to me. Headphones means leave me alone. Headphones means don't fucking talk to me and leave me alone. Booty. Bom. Oh, here we go again with this shit. Here we go again with X not loading. Here we go again with this fucking shit. One of the things. Oh, and it downloads as a fucking zip. So what I'm talking about are there's this other aspect. Sorry, I had to. Ooh, can I continue as Ryan Swift, even though my name is Franklin Ward? Can I? Are you gonna work? Do you work for me or do you work for Satan? One moment, please. So I keep mentioning Willie. Willie's definitely. Josh Schroeder, Willie, they were the initiators. They were the ones who were conscripted to perform the same type of things that the freaks of nature in the CIA and the FBI, have been doing, deploying the methods that they have been using since 1963. And so they're so hubristic about it. Think about that. 60 plus fucking years. 60 motherfucking years of these faggots staging bullshit, staging crimes, and pinning those crimes on innocent people. 60 plus years of staging crimes and pinning crimes on innocent people. Okay? And they're in the historical record evidence of these things and of these tendencies. And because I did what I did with the George Floyd banner in Lawrence, Kansas, they went after me using the same tactics. And I'm talking about, like, how did they kill Biggie and Tupac? How did they manufacture the bullshit surrounding the death of two of the most powerful artists in 1990s rap. Okay? How did they stage the bullshit that got us into wars? How did they, again, pin the assassination of John F. Kennedy on some dumb fucking communist college kid? Okay? They have been doing this for a very long time. They believe that they're some sort of Da Vinci artists at this bullshit. They tried it on me, and I am in a persistent state of defying their fucking anti-logic. Fuck the fuck out of fucking them. So they deployed William Joseph Prettyman and Joshua Jordan Schroeder, two people from my past who I have known. And then they commandeered, after a certain transpiration of events involving paying off judges in Douglas County, Kansas, involving the sheriff's office in Douglas County, Kansas, the local police, the district attorney's office in Douglas County, Kansas, in Lawrence, Kansas. The list goes on and on and on and on. And 5 years in, okay, I realized that there's one crucial component that I have not mentioned at all. And it is, I tried apologizing to this person. I did. To keep their name out of it. But I had an encounter the other day when I was in public, and the encounter because I've never seen this person. I only know this person by name. And I'm going to show you something that the fact of my having possession of the screenshots that I'm going to show you was a major component. It was a major friction, a major incendiary aspect of the entire process. My possession of these screenshots, I should tell you, first of all, I obtained these screenshots from a device that I personally purchased and had legal access to. As a matter of fact, I was accused of acquiring them by deceptive means. That is not the case. They were on the access to the account for which they were from which they were taken was on a cell phone device, a white Samsung phone, during a time when access to both my ex-fiance had access to my accounts, my Gmail. This is because of the way in which I approach trust, especially with her. There was this requirement of transparency. It was like, if you're gonna be like, it was a weird fucking relationship, in and out, no matter what, no matter how you spin it. Weird, treacherous and very strange relationship. And the things that she hid from me, in terms of infidelity, in terms of lies pertaining to infidelity, in terms of manipulating, like psychological manipulation and other aspects, having been 5 years, 6, 7 years now removed from the situation and analyzing my memories of the process of the relationship, I'm open to, I do not believe anything without evidence, but I'm open to the possibility that my entire relationship may have been. I'm open to. I do not believe it to be the case. I'm open to the possibility that William Joseph Prettyman staged my relationship. That the way that the satanic child raping factory works is so far-reaching and pernicious that there are people in positions all over the place, and the Army must have a pivotal role in that. And we're talking long cons. If you think about how to, just put yourself in their position. I know this is a really fucked up topic, but we now live in this world. Alright, look at there. I just looked over just to see if, when I say in this world, the world in which we live, is relevant. And if there's anything on my screen that might be relevant, and look at that. Murdering people is a wild way to distract from the Epstein files. Innocent until proven guilty doesn't matter anymore, I guess. U.S. military destroyed a Venezuelan drug boat in international waters. That's kind of fucked up. I don't know. I don't want to know. Politics is kabuki theater. I'm not interested in that. In fact, the only reason I'm here is to talk about, is to use Grok, if Grok is available. We live in a world of Epstein files. We live in a world where the ability to execute the maniacal methods that have been, who knows how long they've been doing this stuff. But you have to think about it in terms of long cons. The first time I was introduced to this concept of a long con was back when I was watching with my ex. What was his name? Very handsome actor on the TV show Lost, because that actor was a con man. He's like, that's his whole thing. He's like, I'm a con man. That's what I, and now I'm in this fucking situation. And Sawyer, I think his name was Sawyer. The idea of cons, it didn't, again, I was in the orbit of, I was in proximity to these things. Back, just as a matter of fact, regardless of the speculation that I'm referring to, the speculative aspects, I was, as a matter of fact, like Joey Searing and his uncle Chet Searing were known con artists and convicts and fucking in and out of jail and fraudsters and fucking all kinds of shit. Like that, the facts surrounding that were blatant and obvious, and to what degree and in what way they were connected to other things. These fucking creepy psychopaths, like, connected this way versus this way and this way and this way. I was in proximity to it. I didn't think about it because of where I come from. There's this, because of where how I came into this world, there's a certain degree of acceptance and of expectation of moral ambiguity, I would say. Like, if we're coming out of the dirt, of the detritus, and this is I got another word for it, bottom feeder. Can the term bottom feeder be applied to mafia pieces of garbage who hover around the bottom of society, looking for ways to exploit people in horrifying and tragic ways. Obviously, I'm being how do you say? I'm being silly with it by asking this question just to make the point. But yes, the term bottom feeder can be applied metaphorically to describe individuals such as mafia members who exploit vulnerable people. Because you come out of the earth. You come out of the bardo into the earth thinking you're just raw, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on here. And it turns out there are generational predators who have configured long-term means of maintaining and sustaining their parasitic latch on the bottom of society. William Joseph Prettyman and the entire William Joseph Prettyman clan, Wesley Prettyman, I'm sorry you guys had to suffer what the fuck you went through as children. I am so sorry that your mother and your father put you through that. Your mother and your father are your mother, your father, your elders, the people who are the most guilty. Even though you are now grown adults with a conscience and the ability to defy and to go against anything they tell you, you are free human beings who can defy them and anybody they're associated with. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You do not have to maintain this victim fucking connection to these fucking creeps. Instead of being a bottom feeder, fucking catfish, you could free yourself and potentially save the fucking world from generational fucking descent into absolute chaos. Because that's where you fucking people are guiding this fucking ship into the fucking rocks with this anti-moral satanic shit. You could free yourself, but because you're an adult and you refuse to, and you continue to do this shit because you live in fear, you're a part of it too. You're a bottom feeder. What are some examples in the animal kingdom of bottom feeders? I know catfish are one of them, but like, are there any non-aquatic catfish, carp, crabs, and lobsters, shrimp, sea cucumbers, flounders? These are all aquatic. What about on land? Algae. What about on land? Vultures, jackals, hyenas, crows and ravens, dung beetles. When you see people in society like William Prettyman and Carol Prettyman and Joe Prettyman who don't even have, because they're so fucking evil, like the witch in the fucking hut, so cackling fucking evil that they don't even know how to interact with average people. look at them and go, oh, that's a fucking rat, that's a cockroach, that's a fucking jackal, that's a hyena, that's a fucking vulture. That's what they are. They're bottom feeders. And when Carol Prettyman saw me for the first time, she looked at me as food. And in 1998, she started just spinning her dung, catfish fucking, and over the course of the next 20 some odd years, somehow, somewhere in there, there's certain things that have factually happened and that can be proven, and then there are the things that I'm speculating about. What I'm speculating about is the possibility that my entire relationship was arranged by William Joseph Prettyman for the purposes of procuring children to be sold into slavery. That is what I'm speculating about. And the demons involved are in certain institutions within Douglas County, within Kansas generally. The Kansas Bureau of Investigation, the Douglas County District Courts, the sheriffs, the Lawrence Police Department, the who's the Eastern. So you have DeSoto and you have Eudora. Eudora, Kansas may also be a very particularly disturbing vector of basically growing foster kids and making them disappear. Because Kara came from a foster home. That's where all of this stuff, it encircles all of this fucking, if you're thinking about a swamp or a fucking whirlpool going down a drain, this is what you're talking about. And my whole family is also in that. Who the fuck knows? The possibility that my own like flesh and blood family might be connected to these people. Having been removed myself from the situation, I really have no fucking idea. But I do know that evil satanic shit is what guides it. And going back to, I can't believe I'm doing this. I may not, I don't know. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more before I do it. But I am going to put it on the screen. Now you can see the name. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I was in public. So first of all, the guy that I'm referring to was in the Army. So you have William Prettyman, who's in the Army, and you have this other guy who's in the Army. And is the United States Army the primary facilitator of human trafficking on the planet? Is that what I'm trying to say? Could it be the case that is what is happening? I don't know. Here's what I do know. I've never met this character, Jared McElroy. Never in my life. All I know are the facts about my experience and what has happened. And so where I got these screenshots in September 21st. Wow, it's still on there. September 21st of 2018, because we separated. Yeah. 437. Wait, 4. Was it in the morning? In 36 seconds? Was it in the morning? wonder what those numbers mean. Could be. Okay. These are a primary component. Because the fact of the matter is, I'm in this relationship, and it's almost as though she is trying to bait me into an argument. And I later found out that the relationship with her previous relationship ended in a similar fashion. Because I talked to the stepson's father, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's exactly how we ended up getting in our final argument. Was she was incommunicado with somebody, being sneaky and deceptive, and he caught her talking to somebody and like infidelity type shit. And did you forget? And when he said it, he said under his breath almost, he was like something about her mom. And her mom is, again, exactly, if you put Kayla Gully next to Carol Prettyman, you would just see, you would be like, oh, those are the witches out of that one movie. Like, those are the witches. They're the witches. They're literally like melted faced, fucking dark sunken eyes. And I guess maybe Kara, again, I'm pleading to my associates, my comrades, William and Kara, you can redeem yourselves, but you're on a fucking hell path to looking like your parents, just drained of like brittle. I mean, look at me. I'm with all my health problems. I'm your age. Okay? So think about it. How do you look now? How do you feel? How healthy are you? I think I got another 40 years in me, honestly. If I can fucking get all this shit resolved. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling like there's a spiritual component to my health. Like, I did a lot of damage to my body. But the fact that I'm spiritually positive, I believe plays a fundamental role in the fact that I'm still proceeding to be fucking, like, I might, if I just lost like 15 pounds, I could probably hop back on the fucking nuptial wagon and have a hippie fucking wedding. Find myself a young bride. Who the fuck knows? But so this guy happens by coincidence to be in the Army. The reason I'm talking about him is he, even though I've never met him, the problem, I think, I can't say this because I've never met him. There was somebody in public here in Austin that I ran into with a voice as a man, a tall man, who looks quite, let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can say this. Someone who looks similar. Oh, fuck. I don't know what I'm doing. You see how it says secret conversation? Oh, and she was using fucking Twitter at that time? Holy fucking shit. She was using Twitter. 4:35 a.m., yeah. Interesting. Anyway, somebody who looks oddly similar to the person in this picture here showed up. Taller person with a somewhat higher pitched voice. Oh, that's not what I fucking meant to do. Jesus Christ in heaven. Huh. Yo. No, I don't know what I did. I encountered somebody, and their voice, they had a higher pitched voice. They very fit person. It looked a lot like that. And I was looking at them like, because the nature of this gang stalking stuff, like one of these guys who's at the library yesterday, now just fucking sitting down next to me. Could just be a coincidence, but probably isn't. Follow me around town. They do this fucking shit. And half of it is intimidation, and half of it is psychological warfare. And the dummies who just take money and obey orders and don't ask questions are the ones I feel sorry for the most. But this other time, this other situation at the library, I was looking at him. It was a kind of a gang sucking situation. Like this guy came in to a library where you're supposed to be quiet, and he's just talking loudly, and I'm ignoring, as I tend to do. I block it all out, right? But then I caught him glancing over at me a few times. And I started studying him. And I was like, that guy looks a lot like that fucking guy in. Could that be him? And so because he was having a conversation with the librarian. And I was like, as I got up to go, I was like, do you know that guy? Is his name Jarrett? And I may be misconstruing or misremembering this, but the librarian was glancing behind me at the guy because the guy was behind me, and he was like, "No, that's not his name." And it was a weird situation. But anyway, I don't believe, because I've never met this guy in real life, so I have no reason to believe that it was him. But that is another aspect. It's another incendiary aspect to the entire story. And that was the fact that she was having these conversations in a secret conversation, which is the reason that the relationship ended, was I caught her doing it, and she wanted me to catch her doing it. In retrospect, because she would be in her room, she would be in the bedroom, and she would wait until I saw her. Like, I went in there, and I was like, what you doing? And she would, like, and it was almost like she would wanted me to know. Anyway, it ended up being this, like, okay, I've got the evidence. I took the evidence. And then I confronted her, and we had the argument where that did not get violent. It got funny. And that was the last, and I knew that I was like, if anybody wants to ask, I didn't realize, and again, because I'm so fucking naive, I had no idea that people were capable and able of just going balls to the fucking wall, believing things without evidence, believing in everybody. And you're talking about like an entire multiple restaurant. So like we broke up, and she continued working at the Mad Greek where I had been managing. Okay. There was a person in that restaurant. That restaurant was turned into a fucking gay thing. The queer eye for the whatever, the straight eye for the yada yada. I don't know that show. I've only heard of it, and I've never seen it. And the very fact of it is just one of the many things. I think of that as being on par with 1,000-pound sisters. Like, it is not something I'm interested in at all, and in fact, the very idea of it is tragic. I would never watch it. And they filmed like it became like Hollywood adjacent. The fucking restaurant, it still has things that I wrote, rules that I fucking wrote, hanging on the walls. Became a fucking Hollywood adjacent thing while she was working there with her rainbows and shit. And there's so many just threads and threads and threads. And the conversation that I'm referring to was a conversation where he's like, I told you I loved you. Like, there's infidelity aspects to it, but the main theme of the conversation was about him and his something regarding LGBT type stuff. And it's so, this fucking story is so dense, so fucking dense. It blows my fucking mind that nobody will take it. It is so fucking dense with everything that's going on with humanity right now. Right now. There were points where I was praising the Arabic perspective on theology. I was like posting the Arabesque art in Islam and saying, and I still do believe that. I would make a shirt right now. I actually thought about making a shirt that would say, I am philo-Semitic. I love Middle Easterners. Because Semitic means Middle Eastern. It's not just Jewish, it's Middle Eastern. So, Islamic as well. I need to I need to finish this off. I guess those are the brain drippings for today. When you see evil people with sunken eyes that look like witches and psychopaths with fake smiles on their face, just remember what you're looking at is a catfish, a carp, a crab. They're probably descended on the evolutionary phylogenetic lineage, the evolutionary tree, they're probably descendant from shrimp and sea cucumbers and vultures and hyenas and ants and parasite and fucking more parasites, please. Ticks, fleas. So people like us, the ethical cowboys in the new fucking frontier, are descended from mushrooms. It's the yoni, the lingam and yoni. We're going forward. They are the parasites, the mites, the fleas, the botflies, the leeches, the tongue-eating louse. This isopod's parasitic behavior is a striking example of exploitation, though not strictly terrestrial. A tongue-eating louse. Ooh. That one's going in my lexicon. You tongue-eating louse. You could say that without even... You don't even have to conjure the nig word. Tongue-eating louse. Okay.